If someone was to ask me what's your favourite thing to build in Minecraft, I'd probably hesitate for a little while and then say farms. I mean, let's be honest. What is more satisfying in Minecraft than a well-engineered, beautiful farm? Unfortunately, of course, I don't know if there's going to be too many of those in today's video, because of course in this video we're going to be trying our best to build farms in 10 seconds, 1 minute, and 10 minutes. 10 seconds is going to be a real challenge. In fact, I've been really scratching my head as to what farm to even decide for that one. I kind of think that melons might be the way to go, because melons is a food source, so that would technically be a food farm. And generally they're quite simple, but oh, it could be tough. Right, let's stop panicking and let's do this. In 3, 2, 1, go. So we need to start off with something like this. This is where our melon plant is going to be growing, so that's all good. We need to have an observer, block, redstone, and then we need to have something that's going to pick up the items. And that was everything. Was that 10 seconds? I don't know. I'm fairly certain it was. I think we might have just pulled that off. So if I just demonstrate to you that this is actually working, we need to go to random tick speed, which is right the way down there, and set it to 1,000. There it is. I mean, we probably could have done with an extra hopper there, because clearly some items are spilling out. But there we saw the first melon was grown. And now, oh yeah, there we go. So it actually functions. It functions properly like a real farm. We managed to build that in 10 seconds. I'm still impressed by that. Okay, anyway, let's move on and let's try and get something done in 1 minute. And I say this every single time we do these videos, the 1 minute challenge is often harder than the 10-second challenge, because 1 minute is still a ridiculously short space of time, but you want to do something considerably more impressive than the thing that you built in 10 seconds, which means that you actually put a lot more pressure on yourself to perform. Although I do have quite a cool idea for what we can do, and I think it's entirely possible. Alright, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, if we place in blocks around like this, we can place in dispensers on either side like that. I guess we're also going to need a block back here, because we've got another dispenser going in there, and that area there is where our water is going to be going. Okay, so out the back here, this is not going to be a very compact design in the slightest. We're going to have ourselves a redstone clock that is then going to be running the redstone signal strength right the way through into all of these dispensers here. And then I guess we're going to need some form of sticky piston, and we're going to need some form of slab so that we can move the light source back and forth. Now what we're hoping to make here is some form of fully automatic carrot and potato farm. Now we're going to need a lever right here. And if we activate that, that should activate our bone meal dispensers. We're also going to need something to power this piston, which I haven't really thought through, so that can do the trick. Now, we need water. Oh, we need water. Okay, pressure plates. That's good. Water. That goes in there. And then we need farmland. We need it to be farmland. I think we just about did it. That is the worst design I've ever done for a fully automatic carrot and potato farm. But I'm hoping it should be okay. Let's see if this thing works in survival mode then. I mean, here comes the moment of truth, I guess. If we hold down the right click button, that actually looks pretty promising. Nice. So the way that this is working is that block up at the top is actually turning off the light, or kind of shutting off all light into that gap right there, which means that our carrots are automatically broken by the machine, and that means that all we have to do is hold down the right click button. The bone meal is causing the carrots to grow instantly, and we can get stacks upon stacks of stuff really quite quickly. We actually managed to pull it off. Okay, let's move on to the 10-minute design. Now this one, instead of being just one single farm, is going to be multiple farms smashed all into one space, and it should end up, well, catering for all of our needs. And 3, 2, 1, go. So to start things off, I want to get ourselves set up with some form of food farm, and obviously the natural one to go for is going to be chicken. So let's think. If we build this right in this section here, we're going to need a dispenser that's going to be dispensing out all of the baby chickens, and then we need a redstone circuit out the back, which is automatically going to fire out all of the eggs, and that needs to be done a little bit like this, if I remember correctly. I think we need a block there and then some redstone dust there. And yeah, that creates the auto-firing circuit, and then all of our chickens actually just chill out up at the top here. But we also need a separate system to automatically dispense this lava to make sure that it doesn't always burn up the eggs or the chickens. Yeah, because that's been a recent change. That made 0 sense. I apologize, I was panicking. Right, let's try again. So if I change the time, we should see that the lava gets spat out and then brought back in. That's amazing, because if we leave the lava there, then when the chickens grow up into full-grown chickens, it used to be that they'd die, be picked up by the hoppers, everything would be fine. But the issue is that now their drops get burnt, and that's no good. So we have to do a quick firing system a little bit like this. And this idea seems to be pretty smart. Anyway, that right there is our chicken farm all fully completed. It even has chickens on the inside of it now, so that's brilliant. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little plaza right here. This is where we're going to be standing. This is where we're going to be able to access all of the dropping points from the farms. And I think now I'm going to create the melon and pumpkin farms. And I've been thinking, because I accidentally built the entire chicken farm out of yellow wool, don't really know why I did that, I think I'm going to color code all of the farms. So the melon and pumpkin farms are going to be blue, and they're actually going to be relatively simple designs, in fact fairly similar to the one that we built right at the very start of the episode. They're just going to be a little bit bigger, so each one of those observers is going to detect the growth from the plant, and then the piston is going to break the items. They're going to travel along these water streams into this hopper and end up in this chest. We need 2. I want this to be symmetrical for some bizarre reason. Okay, this pair are looking this is looking really good, and we still have plenty of time. So there's a few ideas that I want to put together. Did you see that? The melon farm is working. That was a brilliant demonstration. Okay, I think actually on top of this, I'm going to build up a sugarcane farm. I'd say that's entirely possible. The only thing is we have to be careful not to build it too close, because we don't want to hinder the growth. So I imagine, yeah, upside down slabs here. And then we'll place it on sand, because let's face it, that just looks better, but it's no faster. I am, however, realising that maybe I might have bitten off more than I can chew here, because this is quite big. I'd also completely forgotten how to make any form of sugarcane farm, but I think this is a good design. I mean, if I place in some sugarcane here. Okay, that's not great. I managed to get that worked out by just changing up some of the repeater timings. So now I'm building up the other side, because once again, for some reason, really want this to be symmetrical. It is looking very cool though, isn't it? So that is that. Right, we now have ourselves 2 sets of sugarcane farms: melon, pumpkin, chicken. Alright, I reckon the next thing that we should build is actually some form of XP farm. This is where things are going to get rather interesting. I mean, I'm not sure if we can pull this off. So this is the first part of our XP farm, and this uses a similar system to what Exumavoid's Instant XP shop uses. But we're gonna do a tiny bit of, I guess, cheating here to fuel it. So let's just see if I can get this to work. Right, so we have that, and then if we grab ourselves some form of block, okay, that there, and then some carpet. Let's make it the same color. This that is interesting. So we have created a carpet duplicator. We're going to use that to fuel our furnace. And the way that we're going to be picking up those items is by using a minecart hopper, a little bit like that. And then if we just do something like this, that will stop any of our carpets from flying out all over the place. And then I guess we should maybe put some blocks around this just to make sure that also our minecart doesn't fall out. I suppose we can't really. So what happens here? If we flick this lever. Oh yeah, that seems to work. There we go. So our furnace is being fueled up by this machine here. Oh, that is so cheaty. But we're not on the Hermitcraft server, so it doesn't matter. So now all I have to do is fill up this area here with cobblestone or something that can be smelted. That will run through there, and then this system means that it will lock up this furnace. When I take the items out of the furnace, I will get the compound XP from all of the smelting of that cobblestone, making me very rich in levels. And that, my friends, is that. 10 minutes are up. We have managed to get everything constructed, and I gotta say, pretty proud of myself for this one. Pretty proud of myself for this one. Chicken farm, so we've got ourselves a source of food. We've got melon and pumpkin farm so that we can do some villager trading. farming. We've also got ourselves sugarcane farms so that we can do some villager trading as well. That was the main reason why I went for that. And then also we got ourselves an XP farm, which will help for combining of tools and things. The whole point of this farming module was to survive and also to be able to villager trade nice and easily, and I'd say we've done a pretty decent job. The only thing that we could do with is of course some villagers in here, but I don't know if that really counts as farming. I think that would be fudging it a little bit. Anyway, I really do hope that you enjoyed this little episode. If you did, please drop that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and as per usual, filming channel stuff, link will be on the end screen.